Okay, we're ready to go. We're with our friend Daniel. Again, it's going to be a gamble. I don't know the topics, so he's going to surprise us with the itinerary. What are the topics today, Daniel?
Good night, Uncle Balta. First of all, thank you for having me in your podcast once again. And
Of
tonight
course.
we're talking about how to deal with losing energy in big cities. In this case, we are in Lima, Peru, but this can apply to anyone that lives in any major city around the world. Uh,
Interesting. Do you think this is connected with the 15-minute city idea that too many people in one small space can cause struggles?
Yes, for sure. Everything is connected, and I think that it's one of the main points of how these big elites wants to drain our energy, so we will be consuming more shit for them and making them richer.
Holy shit. So it's all like a financial incentive at the end.
Everything is financial. I think the incentive of every human being has to be with some monetary aspect. I would say that the world moves around money.
Yeah, totally, totally. It's money and control, right? So perhaps the money is the tool for the ultimate tool for control.
Money will be the ultimate tool for control, and well, I would say also sex. I think
Yeah,
everyone moves around sex.
that's the hack. Okay, so let's start with this gamble today. Uh, so how? I mean, this idea that everybody live in the city, it didn't start a long time ago. I think it started perhaps like less than or more or less 100 years ago. The idea, right?
Yes, when in the start of the industrial revolution, people start moving from the countryside to the major cities, looking for work, looking for better opportunities. But at the end, those better opportunities became the cute way to say you will be a slave now, a different type of slave,
Totally.
uh, a modern.
The factory idea, right?
The factory idea. You come from the countryside, from living from your own work to go to work for someone else in the worst conditions possible, and that
Do
has
you think that?
all.
Do you think this factory structure killed the entrepreneurship spirit of many people?
I mean, it just make it smaller. Not everyone will have the same ambition as the leaders. I will say it was necessary because at the end of the day, we have all these new technologies because of of the industrial revolution and all the history. You know, we cannot erase history. It is what it is. But now we can learn from history and just try to look up for different ways to make your own life. I mean, it's okay to follow a corporate line, but it's not for everyone. And if you think that you can make uh, make your living by your own, I think it's important to pursue that path, that way.
Yeah, totally. So we are talking about back then in the industrial age, but my question is like, since the 2010 more or less, it was possible to work online, but not many people try to do it. Uh, I have some ideas. The reason, right? Some people don't do research. That could be one, but also some people are lazy to start from zero, from scratch. So when you go to other cities, you have basically everything there, but it's not as comfortable as living a. I don't know if it's comfortable the word because the here in Lima the traffic is obscene.
Yes, more than uncomfortable, I will say people will be very scared. They will scare the shit out of starting from zero, having zero friends, going to, I don't know, to the mountains in Peru or to the jungle, and and having a better quality of life, having almost non-competition, and people will be scared from starting from zero. Why did we didn't buy Bitcoin in 2010, 2011?
I saw
Because
it in $4. I saw it in $4 in 2011. I said, "This is a scam. Nobody's going to buy this shit."
Yeah, I mean, like, because you were scared, we were scared, we were
Yeah,
scared.
totally.
Everything that is new will be scary, and my advice will be, if something scares you, maybe uh, it's good. That's good.
Yeah.
You should go that way.
I found out that most things that looks like a scam tend to be legit, and things that looks too legit tends to be a scam. It's the opposite.
It will be the opposite. So if you are already able to look up that patterns, maybe you are in a good way.
Totally. Okay, okay. So coming back to the main topic. So, what are the arms from this the strategies from this technique to drain society after they uh, congregate everybody in a small plot of land? I mean, a relative small plot of land like Lima, for example. What are the strategies of manipulation?
Well, the most obvious will be the traffic, as you said, the pollution of the air, of the sounds, all the time hearing the claxons. You're in the car and you are already driving angry with the rage road, uh, throwing some insults, claxoning, uh,
Totally, totally.
putting your finger up.
What
Uh,
about the real estate inflation? I think also that is an attack. In US, for example, they complain because they need to spend 7 years paying a house. But for example, for an average employee here, paying a house will be not 7 years, will be like perhaps a two lifespan time.
yeah, for sure. I
Huh?
mean, it's not real to move from Uncono to the
Yeah,
best neighborhood. It's
in a
impossible, you
house,
know.
to be clear, right? In a house, especially.
But also, uh, it's about that ambition. It's also the ego. Why you need to live in the best neighborhood if you can have a very nice house for the half price outside Lima? You know,
Yeah, totally.
the same house, the same pool, but not
With
the same
pool.
neighborhood.
With
Yeah,
pool, by the way, a beautiful house. When I see, for example, the internet suppliers, for example, a Movistar, a Claro, if you try to hire their services outside in the countryside, they need to move the wire. Think more cable, no? They need to move the wire from one block to the other. Here in Lima, they just connect, to the line. So I think for the big corporation, the profit of having everybody one on top of each other is like it's more convenient for them.
it's more convenient, but there are also alternatives. For example, the Starlink of Elon Musk. You can be almost everywhere, and it's also
Yeah.
here in Peru. So there are alternatives, and and you nowadays everyone is connected. Like, you will have internet if you live, I don't know, in Mala,
Yeah, yeah.
a little bit in the south, and you don't need to do your house from scratch. You can also rent it, and it will be half the price or even less the renting it in the best districts in Lima. You know.
Something we were making jokes with my mother is that, for example, we always go to this place, Chilca, kilometer 72, and we see more white people there than here in Lima. It's like somehow the white people are deciding, hey, too much shit here. Let's go outside. So I think it's like a white movement nowadays trying to go back to the countryside.
Yeah, I mean, white or more. I I don't want to sound bad, but not.
Don't worry, we're in the Uncle Mate podcast. So, the few people that listen, they don't mind. Yeah, just say it. Yeah.
It's not only the white, are the people that are prioritizing their mental health. They will be
Yeah,
living outside Lima. Uh, there are also brown people, black people that are also living in the outsides of Lima,
totally.
and
Yeah, yeah.
they're investing in their mental health, and that's something I want to talk about today. It's to be selfish. You need to be selfish,
I like it.
in a way that you prioritize yourself, because this energy drain that the big corporations wants us to, like, finish the weekend, and instead of I don't know, doing exercise or going out to the countryside, you will go directly to the bar and get wasted
Yeah.
and buy cigarettes and go to the to the club. That's what
Yeah.
they want, and then you repeat the cycle every single weekend. So
I
I
think
think
who's doing something to promote this idea of the countryside is somehow Porky. I know many people hate Porky, but I mean, now that he disabled the tolls, the los peajes, a lot of people are just traveling just to check if the tolls are not working. So I think this is promoting the movement of checking. What other cities are available?
yes. I mean the cut of the taxes, that's amazing, but a lot of people criticize that nowadays. I think I told you last podcast, you need to have big balls to say that you support Porky because you will have no sex. You can always say, only
The
say it
block
to
cocker,
boys.
the cock blocker.
Cock blocker. You
Yeah.
can always only say it to boys or to men. But women won't like you supporting Porky.
I was thinking about you 2 days after that podcast because I went to Miraflores and I crossed paths with one woman from Czech Republic, the República Checa, and one woman from I think was Netherlands or Germany, Netherlands I think. And the second woman was a cock blocker. I was trying to flirt, with a Czech Republic lady, and the other was and I remember that's the cock blocker woman. But well, okay, let's continue. So far we have this draining process, draining energy process. So do you see strategies for people? Because even if you work like if you have like a physical work, I think since many people are moving outside, there are opportunities that are opening in different cities.
Yes, of course. Nowadays, you can work from wherever you want. You just need a laptop connection and you can start making money. Like there's no excuse. But the thing that you won't recover, because money will come and will go, but the thing that you won't recover is your mental health and your physical health. So one thing I I want to say is that it's very important to put limits. You need to have limits. You need to be selfish. You need to prioritize. Now I'm listening to the audiobook that you sent me, the fasting. I think that's
Yeah.
something. Uh, it's
By the
proof
way,
that
Daniel is doing the app challenge. So everybody that's listening, we were talking about app challenge today in the morning. He started today the app challenge. Okay, let's continue.
yes, yes, that challenge. So like that, I won't be I
A,
won't
a fatty
be sad
bumbati.
for the summer.
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, so health is a must. Health, as you mentioned, right? Just talking about traffic, that constant stress that has a price. It's like people say, "Oh no, just some traffic." No, no, no. Like that drains you perhaps 1 hour of good energy that you will have to focus in a project.
Yes, of course. And then you won't be sleeping the same as when you are outside Lima and you haven't been in the traffic the whole weekend. It's a different type of rest that arriving home from a 1 hour, 2 hour traffic, and you go to sleep and you wake up at, I don't know, in the morning and you feel that you haven't even slept. So
Talking about traffic, something that I think is happening a lot is first we have a lot of Chinese cars that like are getting full the roads, but also I would say that many people are so distracted with the cell phone that whenever you switch from red to green, these motherfuckers continue texting. So I mean, 10 seconds delay for each car, like that also increase traffic.
yes, it's part of the plan for making us go insane in the big cities. So it's all connected. It's all connected. I would say that the rage road is something that we see a lot in Lima. Minimum in every avenue, there's one fight per day. People coming out of the car and screaming. And in the best case scenarios, it only end up in screams. But
Yeah.
in more shady neighborhoods, they come up with sticks, metal sticks, and they start breaking the other cars.
Totally.
So
No,
that
even
happens.
here in Chacarilla, I can tell you the other day I saw two guys punching each other in Angamo. So what happened, I think, is part of the rage during the traffic, but also is since people see so many fights online on social media now, that is the new standard. So in our mind, they are
Yes.
seeing the idea whenever you crash, now you go and punch the other guy. So they are schooling us. They are teaching us to respond in that way.
Yeah, I mean, the phone is the best example that you can set up. Is that we see that so much time in the phone that it's already normalized. Why would we call the police if they aren't going to solve anything? So let's
Yeah.
fight. And that's what they want us to do. Why would you
Yeah,
call the
totally.
police if there's so much traffic? They will arrive in 1 hour.
Yeah.
So let's just
That's my new
fight.
hobby, by the way, sharing those videos of traffic chaos, on my Facebook. It's like you see the classic fight between the bus drivers and the moto taxis. Those are, because, bus drivers are annoying, but the moto taxi guys, the Venezuelans, are also pieces of shit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I
Yeah.
know. I've seen those videos.
Yeah.
And something that I also want to add is in the limits. For example, when you're driving, if you have the chance, just know that everyone will wants to arrive fast. So if you are a little bit more patient, you will be one step above them. Uh,
Totally.
you need to have the patience. Also, the limits can apply with people. I don't know, loser friends, or if you have any family that is have problems, mental problems, alcoholics, drug addicts. Just try to put the limits. Of course, you ain't going to abandon them, but you cannot be always saying yes to the plans of the loser friend or the alcoholic
Oh, for
family.
sure. The boundaries, right? The boundaries are important even with family, especially with loser I mean, we all have loser relatives, that is part of the package. But and now with this idea of tolerance, oh, you need to be tolerant. I think society gives too much space to these shitty and lazy people. So that's why I think we mentioned this last time, the power of shaming. Shaming was the way to regulate these extremes.
Yes, and that also drains the fuck out of energy of your head, being surrounded with shitty people. Also, girls, toxic girlfriends, or girls that wants to be your girlfriend, that's also toxic. That will also drain a lot of energy from your mind. So putting limits with people, it's also a very good skill that you should make, especially living in these big cities as Lima. Having the boundaries set up from the start will make you improve in a good way your mental health.
Talking about ladies, I think those are the most damaged when we consider cities. Even though like we make jokes, about women, but it's like if you see women from the countryside compared with the women here, you can see a huge difference, not just in the behavior, but also how their skin look, how they move like in a more feminine energy.
Yeah, I have experience uh, dating girls from the major city and from the outside. I will say the outside will be more old school.
Yeah.
Uh, it also comes with some cons. There's always some pros and cons, but for sure there's different, and you need to see which adapts best with your personality. I think
Yeah.
that now, following the Baltanet advices, I will be single, and I will wait.
Forever. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
wait so much time to be again in a relationship. I
I
think
guess just the Andrew Tate move, like have your system where you have some women for reproduction, but it's not exactly that you settle down, because settling down, I don't see it as an option.
though, and in plus, the law is against the men. So if you
Yes.
settle down, they will fuck you up as soon as they can. And And yeah, well, women, it's also something that you need to have your boundaries very clear. I think there's very successful men that doesn't have that boundary set up in their mind, and they get fucked really quick. So They can be successful and all, but they're a pussy in their house, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now it's like it's not clear what are the activities or the roles of each person, right? So women say, oh, they shouldn't be paying for the house expenses. Okay, but if they don't pay for the house expenses, are they going to help in the house? Because if they don't help and they don't pay for the expenses, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, that's the limits, the rules that you need to set up. Some people think that that's already established, but no. Everyone has their
No.
own mind, and everyone have their own expectations. So communication is key. If you're already in a relationship, if you're going to be married, you need to talk it out with your partner as soon as possible. And what do you expect? What do they expect from you? Communication is key. It's a big factor.
Yeah. I would say we go back to the small space that is also connected. So one thing was when people used to have like a bigger space to live. So there was a studio. In the studio, the man was able to work comfortable. Now the studio is a joke. I mean, most apartments are small. They don't even have a living room sometimes. So when the man is working, especially if he's working online from a small space, the woman is next to him, sniffing all the time what he's doing. So there is never this time of recovery from the couple.
Yes, I don't know a solution for that. I will say if you're already working online, try to rent outside
Yes.
Lima, and
Yes.
and that's it. That's the solution. Rent
Yeah,
outside
yeah.
Lima, work online, have your own studio. How do we say it? Your own library, a space that you work alone, and not even the
Yes.
dog can bother you. You know. Also, dogs dogs can sniff in and they distract you. You need to be locked in a couple of
Yeah,
hours.
yeah, they start moving around. But the some people, some guys, they think, oh, but if I move out, or if I work in other place, my wife is going to cheat on me. But I mean, the cheating process is happening. If the woman wants to do it, it will happen anyway.
Yeah, for sure. And if the man wants to
Yeah.
do it, it will happen too. But that is not every case. There's
Of
also good
course,
people. There's also loyalty in this world.
we are still
It
loyal
is-
people in the world, right? We still exist.
I don't know if we, but I know there exists.
That was so funny. Oh, hilarious.
Yeah. Well, adding up to the selfish part to overcome living in these big cities, I have some advices. I would
Nice.
say exercise, exercise. Try to exercise and hearing your own thoughts. Try not to be listening always to music. It's okay to listen to music, but don't listen to music that will drain your energy out, that will lower your vibration, like shitty reggaeton
The
or
lyrics,
trap
right?
that
The
is.
lyrics, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some songs of rap that will only be saying shit stuff, like murder and rob and get the car and get the jewelry.
Long
Try
time
to
ago, I thought that was bullshit. That the lyrics didn't impact our behavior, but doing some research, I found out that
Oh
it's
yeah.
true. So actually, the so much repetition, it kind of makes sense. But sorry, continue.
Yes, yes, no, like try to train and listen to your own thoughts. Do some training without music. Get the headphones out, and you will also be more aware of your surroundings. So
Yes.
training no music is one recommendation. The second will be some sort of lecture and more of entertainment. You don't need to be reading all the time the news because the news will also stress you in a way. Uh, Also, the conspiracy news is not something that will relax you. So try to find some sort of reading that is relaxing. Maybe I don't know, some Vargas Llosa or something interesting of your own interest that
Vargas
will
Llosa is the guy that really like his cousins, right? That's the why the guy that always marry the family.
the cousin and her
And
her aunt.
holy shit, he's a nasty boy. That's
Yeah,
him.
no, and it's the only Nobel Prize of the country, so it's some sort of culture that you read some books of Vargas Llosa, and it's super easy, and he writes very well. He won a Nobel Prize.
Well, what is
So
his style, more or less? So, I mean, I know that it's not easy to summarize Vargas Llosa in 20 seconds, but if you have to say like some sentence about him, what is the main thing of him?
the main thing of Vargas Llosa is that it's easy to read. It's really easy to read, and he will have a style that is very descriptive. He will start telling something, and then he goes to another thing, and goes to another thing, and then he comes back to the first thing. It's
Nice.
weird to explain, but it's really nice to read. Of course, there are books that are more complicated, but he has small books, really easy, really funny. Also, some are very erotic, I would
Oh, he
say.
has also his little soft porn, Vargas Llosa.
Soft
Nice.
porn, yes.
Yeah.
Some biographies, and he will always be. It's not fiction. It's most of the times he isn't talking like science fiction or some weird stuff. He will be talking of actual history, and in a fun way. I would say he's a really funny guy to read. You will laugh, you will question yourself, you will be it's a good author. He has a
What
Nobel
what what
Prize.
I what I like of books is that it triggers your imagination, and most of the top people that we know now, Bill Gates, Michael Saylor, all these old people, they used to read comics, a lot of fantasy comics. So all of them say that these comics kind of gave them this exotic or crazy visions that they are implementing now.
Yes, well, reading is the opposite of scrolling in your phone. You'll be
Yeah.
scrolling, your mind won't even remember the last two videos that you watched. But reading will make you imagine all the possibilities, the characters. So reading is it's a an important, it's a good way to de-stress your mind. So that will be the second point. The third point is more difficult. I would say meditate, like sit down
Oh,
five
important,
minutes, then
important.
10 minutes, then 15 minutes. Just sit down and try to dominate your mind of not thinking anything. And you will see
Yes.
that thoughts will start appearing, and then you need to go back of just being in blank. It's difficult, but it will also relax your mind. It takes some training, but at the end, it's worth it. The third will be
By the way, a
uh,
little pause in that one. That's another one that I thought that was bullshit. Oh, meditation, but no, it's a way to reset. It's like pressing the reset button in our computer. It's like I guess the ultimate power of meditation is that gave you control over your brain. It's like you decide when to shut it down.
yes, that's why I'm saying that it's difficult, because if you're like me that haven't done it in 20 years, the the
Never late to
first
start. Yeah,
the first 10 times will be almost I'm wasting my time.
yeah,
But there will be one time that you will say, "Oh, I'm improving.
yeah.
I'm making more. I have more mental clarity."
The best ideas come when you are not thinking. That's strange to say, but the best ideas sometimes come when you are taking a shower or when you are walking. This moment that you kind of disconnect the brain is when you pick the signal. I have some crazy ideas that ideas are everywhere, just need to be downloaded. And we need to access this meditation thing. But okay, let's not go exoteric. Let's continue.
Yes, yes, no, but there is something true of what you're saying. So it's important to like give this break to your mind. Meditation is one of those type of breaks. Reading, exercising, it also have some sort of meditation, so it's also good. I will say the fourth one will be find your art. It could be an instrument or painting. Some people like to sing, even martial arts. It's a type of art, like the movement, the tai chi, or I don't know, like doing some martial arts. um, People find it, as I said, like singing. So try to do a little bit of your art every day to just relax your mind. You don't need to be the best singer. You don't need to be the best person playing the piano, but it's an important skill doing your art. Painting, you don't
I,
need to be Picasso, but just
yeah.
paint because you like it.
I guess the power of art is that it allows you to be a producer without worrying about making money. So, uh, I always mention, right? Like one of the best way to fix all the mental disorders that we have is by producer, because people are net consumers nowadays. So when you start producing, for example, a paint, as you mentioned, right, or you play an instrument, somehow you are expressing yourself, and it's a way for your body to say, "Oh, I'm creator." We go to this idea that the creator create us in their image, so it's a way to somehow express our humanity.
Yes, it's really important this analogy of that the creator make it, because it will like gives you more confidence, will give you more yeah, it will boost your confidence, like I can I can create. I'm not just a piece of shit consuming all the day.
Totally.
I
Yeah.
can also do something. And it's really important. You don't need to be the best. You just need to do it for yourself. Uh,
Yes. Yes.
I try to paint, and someone will enter. I don't know, my mother or a friend, and they will say, "What the fuck is this?" They won't
Yeah.
understand it, but
Yeah.
at the end, I do it for myself. Uh,
And also it's an interesting tool for networking, because when you like art, different type of expertise, people with different backgrounds, say lawyers, say doctors, say journalists, for example, like also paint. So you never know who is going to be connected to that type of art, and that is a way for you to expand your social network.
yes, of course, and you will have something in common with different people. You will have a niche community.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yes, it's important. It's important. Any type of art, even martial arts, they're important. They're really important.
Have you
Gardening.
practiced martial arts?
I'm not an expert in martial arts. My father used to be a teacher of Wing Chun. It's
Oh,
really
interesting.
weird.
That's
Yes,
nice.
he taught me, and I know that it brings you some sort of peace, repeating the
Yeah, yeah.
movements, and and yes, I want to redo martial arts. I don't know if you have any recommendation. Which
Oh,
one would be?
just find your style. So depends. Always I say play the game that you can win, right? So from all the martial arts, you will find if you like striking, like boxing, Muay Thai, full contact, one of those. If you are more like wrestling, you have a grappling, you have a jiu-jitsu, you have submission. So it's just finding the one that you enjoy the most. Personally, I prefer the ones that you don't have punches, because I want to take care of my head. So I prefer always the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling. But I mean, it's the one that fits you the best.
Yes, yes. That's a project I have, starting the martial arts. And
Yeah.
well, the last but not least will be gratefulness. It's also very
Oh,
hard
good,
to
good.
be grateful and to just have a pause in your day and say, shit, things are going well. Not everything is doing bad. So gratefulness is very hard because you need to realize, but
Yeah.
it will also bring you a peace, especially in these major cities that is hard to find. You're
There
already
was
living
there was
in the
this, sorry to
cities.
interrupt, but there was this concept of micro gratefulness that I like. It. It's like everything that happened during the day. Even you, for example, you sold a 100 soles. That is, oh, it's not wow money, but it's some money. Oh, thanks, I had this sold. This sell. You get a phone number for a woman. Oh, I'm grateful. So grateful for even the small stuff.
Yes, yes. Just be aware that it will make you slow down, be thinking, be more present. So yeah, it's important. That gratefulness will give you a different type of satisfaction.
Yes, totally. My friend, could you give me 10 seconds? My alarm just is ringing. So I'll give me 10 seconds. I'll be back,
Yeah,
man.
no worries, no worries. It's okay.
Okay, okay. We are back. That's my alarm before the group call. So I put like a 20 minutes alarm before, so I never forget the group call.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
the group call at 10.
Okay. Yeah, yes, yes. Especially the one from Tuesday. The one that is on Sunday is easy to remember, but the one that is on Tuesday is I always was. Oh, I don't want to miss that call because sometimes you can forget. So I set an alarm always 20 minutes before. That's my reminder.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so far we have the be grateful. The gratefulness is also a way to improve your focus, right? So you are always paying attention to the good stuff.
yeah, it's positivism. Just be more positive. We are wired up in the phone to be watching the all the great things of other people that
Yeah,
will make us don't like what we have. It's weird because
Ye-
we shouldn't be like that. So gratefulness will be the opposite of yeah, I don't have the best car, but I have a car. You know, I'm not
yeah,
going in public transport, or
yeah,
I'm going in public transport, but at least I can pay the public transport. You know,
yeah.
I'm not
Totally.
walking.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
having a phone will always we are always watching the best. So it will
But
make
you
us.
have another one. If you're going in public transport, oh, I don't have to pay insurance because if you have a car, now you have to pay insurance. So you save a lot of money with the public transport.
Yes, of course, of course, of course.
Yeah.
There's no like bad thing to do, but
When was the
we
last time that you got into a bus?
I go almost every day to
Yeah.
university to
Okay,
university.
okay, okay. I thought you were not using bus, but I mean I got in a bus 2 months ago, 3 months ago, but before that I think was like 8 years without getting in a bus. It's like you lose the skill to grab yourself because grabbing yourself in the bus is like a stability exercise.
Yeah, you need to have the balance, you know.
The guy is still
Uh,
like motherfucker.
and I'm tall as fuck, so I need to
Yeah.
be also like crooked like this, you know.
Have you
But
tried to flirt with women during the transportation, the commute?
oof, I think that will be something I need to practice.
Yeah.
But no, 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 no. I
Okay,
haven't.
okay. Yeah. I
I
mean,
haven't.
sometimes, whenever, for example, the last time that I got into a bus, when I see that there are a lot of spaces, but the woman sit next to you, not exactly right next to you, but in the other side, So, uh, if they can sit in any part, I always will try to open conversation there. I think you will score good in bus transportation. I think you can be like a waltz there.
Yes, 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 yes. But I don't know. As I told you, I'm following the no girls for the moment. I'm locking in, and
Well, focus is important. That's true.
yes, yes. If I have a girl, it will be just a one night stand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, the best solution is always, I mean, exchange cell phone numbers, say a joke, and stop and wait until they text you. Because when they text you, it's like you are in power now. If you are texting, now she kind of have the control.
Yes, that's that game of texting, and I hate it. I used to like it, but now I don't like it
Yeah,
anymore. I
yes,
prefer like going out in a social meeting, and if
yeah,
something goes on, I will be like a real person. I won't force anything, and if something goes on, good. But if not, I don't mind.
yeah,
um, I have other priorities now. That's me. I'm in love with myself.
yeah,
Narcissistic.
yeah. How old are you? 21, 22?
22 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah, 22. Yeah, that's good age. That's good age. 22 is a interesting age because you are an adult, but a lot of people treat you like a baby. That happened to me when I was 22. I was making money, I was having my business, but people treat me like a toddler. So I don't know if you feel the same.
Yes, I think I've been dating some girls, usually older, and they will always be like treating me like this young kid, you know. So it's I'm a big like hypocrite because at the end they like it, but they don't
Yeah,
like the idea of they always want the older guys. So I'm saying to myself, I will just make money until I'm 30, and then I don't know. I settle down with a younger girl because that's how
totally. Yeah,
the
yeah.
world works.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, if you are 30, you can date a 20 years old woman without problem, without problem. And as they say, many times the woman you are going to marry is not born yet. I don't know if that is it. It's a little bit extreme that, but I would say the woman that you will get married, perhaps she, if you get married, by the way, perhaps she could be 10 right now, easier because you are 32, 20. So why not?
Yeah,
Focus
because
is important.
we see the examples, in the internet of this like multimillionaire guy with 60
Yeah,
years old with their 20-year-old kid. Yeah,
beautiful. Yeah, yeah, beautiful.
uh, I mean, that's what we have in our mind of success. It's not what I ideally want, but if I focus on myself, uh, I mean, maybe that will be the outcome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I always we make jokes. Part of rich 40 years old is buying the sport car. So it's like guys when they start aging, they start now doing like teenager stuff. But well, it is what it is. By the way, that is an interesting topic for next call. How to settle down and all that shit. I want to thank you for your time. Was a beautiful topic today. I want to congratulate you for this. If people want to follow you, if they want to follow Daniel Wisdom, where can they go?
If people want to follow Daniel Wisdom, nowadays they will need to join Baltanet, and
Yeah,
there's my phone number.
that's how. That's nice. That's a beautiful publicity.
They will
Yeah,
have my phone number there. But
that's nice.
in the future, I will open my YouTube.
That, by the
Yes,
way, you have a nice studio there. A lot of books. Pretty impressive your place. Huh? Yeah, yeah, that's
yes. I'm reading. I'm also listening a lot to music. So
nice. Beautiful.
this is my studio. Thank you, thank
Well,
you.
well, my friend, let me wrap this call. Give me a second. I